and welcome to the FMSL podcast, episode 20. We've hit the number. We've hit number 20. I'm very excited to be here. And so is my main man, who's very hot down south, Mr. Christopher Rule.
Yes, episode 20, brother. Oh, mate, it's hot down here. I'm feeling good. How you feeling, brother?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. I've got my farms going. Newcastle have just won 2 pre-season friendlies in a row. I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
nice. Yeah, that's it. Football's back, so we'll have a little chat about FMSL, and then we'll talk about other projects, shall we?
We shall. So, as an update for FMSL, we have had a departure in the league. Unfortunately, Ross, who manages Bologna, has had to drop out due to kind of just time commitments and stuff like that. You know, he's got a very, very busy life, and there's games he just can't commit to and stuff like that. So he's very reluctantly give up his post. But he said, any team, another time, maybe next year, maybe in a couple of weeks, if he's got a bit more time, he can probably come back. So we are wishing Ross all the best. But this does give you a chance, anybody watching this who isn't part of the FMSL League, to join. Now, obviously, we do have a wait list, but we may be able to prioritise you. Who knows? We are looking, obviously, for a manager in Division 2 or League 2. So they do have a pretty good squad, don't they, Chris? I reckon so.
Yeah,
I reckon they have a good squad.
Yeah, mate. It's a shame because Ross is one of their managers. He's been around for a while. He's very committed to the league. He's a great manager. I'm gutted to see him go. We've done quite a few deals during the transfer window in the past, but
me too.
He's got a good team. He's got. I was looking at now Diogo Costa in goal. Portugal, Michael Coyote,
Danny Nassamo,
Fagiola, Locatelli, Marcus Leonardo, FM, Legends.
Yeah, he's got some good players. Benzema as well.
It's a shame, but I think he did speak to Kev, and it wasn't. He's running out of time, and he didn't want to mess people around, and. Do you know what I mean? We've all got busy lives. I mean, to be fair, you probably need about a good 2-3 hours a week. A good 2-3 hours a week. Well, give or take. Do you know? Yeah. Just not in one bit, but spread across the whole week.
Yeah, you do need a bit of time, but there is a chance for you.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yes, you watching this video. Yes, you can join us.
It could be you.
So down below, if you go in the description, just there, there is a link to our waitlist form. You put yourself on there, and possibly you could be contacted and selected to play in the league. Who knows? But Chrissy, let's get on to this week. Obviously, we've both had some. We've both had probably a different week to each other. So let's get straight into that.
I'll say the tables have turned. I'd say the shoe is on the other foot.
I would say.
Let's have a look
at this. Let's have a look at this. So,
right. Okay. Chrissy. So, I'll have a little chat about my week. So this week, I had two tough opponents. Opposite ends of the table. Mohamed Yuda, as we call him, at Hellas Verona, and our good friend Oliver Ronan at AEK Athens, mate. When I tell you it was a tough week, I'll come away with 7 points. I don't know how. First game, Hellas Verona. He beat me last season in the cup 5-0. One of very few defeats I've had over this FM cycle. He went 4-0 up, 3-0 out in the first half, something like that. I pulled it back, got the 4-2. He scored 1-5-2. Second game, I come out all guns blazing. I knew I had to do something, so I changed a little formation, tinkering around. I went for 4-2-3-1, so my normal 4-3-3. Pulled off a 3-1 victory. So that's Mohammed's or Verona's first loss in the league. I was quite chuffed with that. Obviously, he's still sitting there top. Should be 15, but he had a point deduction for getting a suspension. It does happen. It does happen though. So, but he took it on the chin. I mean, he's still top after this, so can't really knock it out too bad. And then my second game was against our friend Oliver. Now, this game was crazy. So Oliver's gone to a 4-2-4, but it's a bit unconventional to the normal 4-2-4s. He plays with two wingers, not two like attacking wingers. Do you know what I mean? Like you're inside forwards and you're inverted winger. He plays it a right mid and a left mid, effectively in the winger player role. Now, mate, he went 3-0 up for half time. 3-0. I was messing him like, what, mate? What is happening? Like, no offense to Oliver, I just couldn't get my head around it. So I was talking. We obviously said before we all talk together. I was talking to Mohammed prior to playing Oliver, and I said, look, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go instead of a 4-3-3 DM, I'm going to try a 4-3-3, but just three across the middle, double Mazzala, Musiala, Bellingham, and Mazzala, get Fratesi in as an AP attack just to supply them balls. Mate, I come back 4-3, I beat him. It was one of the biggest turnarounds I've ever had. Like the game was dead and buried at half time. Realistically, I shouldn't have come back, but sometimes you just got to adapt to what's going on in the game, tweak it, try things. You never know, it could pay off, and it did for me. It did for me in the second game. Finished 3-3. I do feel for Oliver. He did deserve a bit more. I scored, I think it was 90 plus equaliser. But I just kept knocking at the door. You know what I mean? You keep knocking, someone's going to open up sooner or later. But yeah, all in all, good week, mate. I cannot complain. Cannot complain. Eventful.
Looking around the leagues as well, obviously since the last time we've done this, Rashmat's pulled himself from the depths of hell to become second. You've had Jake being overtook to be second, with Monero being top. Obviously, Anish, props to my mate Anish, who has pulled it around. I think he got a 10-point week this week, which is fantastic for him. Fantastic. I've been chatting to him throughout the week, and he was like, I got 10 points this week. I went, so did I. And he went, like it suddenly become like you need an 11 or 12-point week, you know. But yeah, props to him. Obviously, Niles just scraping there, just above, 4 points above the relegation zone. Obviously, League 2 as well. Strasbourg and Osasuna, Comag, and is it the other Mohammed who's the manager of Osasuna? I think it is.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. That's why obviously we were calling him Yuda. Do you know what I mean? It's Mohammed Batshia. I can't pronounce it correctly. No, we've got 3 Mohammeds. No, we haven't. Mohammed Batshia. No, Mohammed. But we did. No, Mohammed Batshia is Yuda on Facebook. His name's Mohammed Yuda Batshia. And this is Mohammed Anun, who's sitting up there in League 2.
Yeah.
Hats off to him.
Obviously, Craig again has had an eventful week. He's still 10 he's in there. He's in the mix. He's third. Ross, I mean, looking at that as well, Ross has only lost one game. He's drawn 3-1-2. Still chance for somebody to get that team promoted as well. And then obviously sitting right at the bottom, like many people.
That wasn't even.
Yeah.
That wasn't even Ross though. That's the thing.
Was it not?
Someone that played for Ross today. No, someone that's played for him today.
Ah, right, okay. Fair enough. I knew that he in like middle of a game there was something. Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that after. But he's got a good team
there.
Yeah, and Alan's obviously not had the world's greatest week, has he? He's not living up to the hype.
I mean, it's hard, isn't it? It is hard coming in. He's
not going to watch this, so it's not going to matter, is it? He's not going to give his.
No, exactly.
He's not going to.
No, but I mean, he got 6 points against. He got 6 points against Andy. beat him twice and he lost twice to Mohammed. So yeah,
Swings and said roundabouts. And obviously Steve is bottom of the table now. Moving over to League One. I've had an eventful week in terms of all of my games. I played all of my games within a 2-hour window, which was, one of a better word, stressful. Obviously I had messaged you.
I like to have a gap. Fair play. I like to have a little gap myself.
I didn't have time.
Get it? No,
I didn't have time.
didn't,
obviously, like Lewis could only play Tuesday night or Thursday night. I was out on Thursday night. I was at work the rest of the night. Monday night I could have played, but he'd just come back from holiday. And then I kind of just scheduled the games around, because I was on FM anyway. I just kind of scheduled the games around Lewis' availability, weirdly enough. And Dan and Kev were very, happy to kind of be, either side of the sandwich of Lewis, be the bread, as you were. Obviously, with Lewis in the cup, we'll talk about that later. And then
see, I want to talk about your league positioning. You're top of the league, Cam. All right, you haven't scored as many, but mate, 3 goals. You conceded 3 goals.
Yeah, I know.
In 6 games.
Well, I think
what's going on?
I think that's down to down to the team and the quality. So I'm just going to put a message up here from Kev, which made me laugh. He said, "Mate, you have the best squad in the league by a long way. If you don't go up, it's embarrassing." I was listening to the pod thinking, "What are you two smoking? You are the only 4.5 star in this league." And I said, that doesn't matter when you've got a manager as shit as me, which is true, because I have my ups and downs. Let's face it, we all know I have my ups and downs. We all know I have my spats, and I just lose all focus and interest. But in terms of the actual game itself, it's been interesting to kind of get the games going. And obviously I played Joe first week, won one, last one, and I came into this and I thought, if I come away with 3 points, between 1 and 3 points this week, I'm happy, because Dan and Kev are good managers, and that's not to knock them, and that's not being sarcastic about. I think they're some of the hardest. I think this league, apart from the Prem, I think this league in League 2 has got the hardest set of managers, and probably as well squad dependent as well. Like obviously you've got Courtney, who's got Haaland, you got Kevin in there, who's bottom. Obviously still got 2 games to play, one game overall, but 2 games to play, and he can still scramble himself out in the playoffs if he wants to. Do you know what I mean? If he pulls it out. Well, it's still a very hard league. Like even if Joe wins twice against Besiktas win twice, they only go second. Do you know what I mean? And it's still game on. But I think in all fairness, Dan, this game with Dan, both won. Oh, hang on, let me just double check this. I may be wrong. So my games with Kev were both 1-0, which was something of a kind of squeaky bum time the whole game, but I kind of felt in control. To be fair though, I was gonna get the video, but I couldn't find where I've saved the video for the life of us. It actually hurt, because I should have conceded and it should have been 1-1. It was in the first game. Odegaard gives it away. The team's completely outnumbered. I mean, completely outnumbered. And the ball is literally... Tarati's come out, and his striker is in a 1-on-1, and he's got half an open goal. Now, based on your FM experience, because where does that ball end up 9 times out of 10?
Back of the net. Back of the net.
This one ended up at the corner flag. It was that bad. It was like he was trying to miss. And it was awful. And I had a message wrote to Kev, and I said to him after the second game, I went, look, I was going to say something before, but I'm going to say now. However, did you miss that chance? Because it shouldn't have been missed, you know. It was just one of those where it was so bad, but I think it set the tempo for his team, you know. And then obviously I came away. I haven't scored many goals, but I'm not conceding many goals either. You know, I've conceded at least one every game, which is pretty much fair enough. And then obviously I played Dan, which was a 1-1 draw, which was fair, I think, to be honest. I think it was a fair game. Wasn't many chances. It was a slow game. Even though the stats probably looked completely different, what I've noticed is now, obviously with any updates that they may have done, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many chances you have. It's what you see. And that was unextended. And there was very little highlights that first game. Second game, however, was, you know, squeaky bum time. And I think it was just a little dink across after a corner, just a little one across the box, you know, as it goes, and Pedri just slotted it in, I think. I can't remember. It was Pedri or somebody that scored, and, you know, it was one of those where he scored and you're not gonna say no to a goal like that. And then it was kind of just the way it was, you know. It was as long as if I can grind out a 1-0 every game, I will be happy. But my heart rate won't be happy, but I'll be happy, you know. It was just one of those where it was ground out. It was a result.
That's what you want. That's all you need. Then 3 points on the board, mate.
I conceded 2 goals against Joe the week before. I conceded 1 against Dan this week out of 2 games. If I can keep that going, who knows? Obviously, you know, I have predicted myself for relegation, and that's because towards the end of the month, I think there'll be a drop off because of my commitments and possible people playing for us and stuff like that. You know, it is what it is. But, you know, looking at that, I've got Connor coming up this week. And who else? I've got Connor
and Craig. No,
Courtney. Connor and Courtney, isn't it?
Yeah, then you got Magnus. Yeah, then you got Magnus and Craig. And then last week you've got Darren and Kev. Now, Cam, let's not get ahead of ourselves, all right? Let's not get too excited.
Yes,
you've played some hard managers here. You've played some good, as we like to say, ballers. Yeah. You've played some ballers, mate. To get Joe, to get Dan and Kev out the way in the first 3 weeks and come away with, do you know what I mean? You're coming away there with 13 points. You would have bit. If I said to you at the start of the season, Cam, after 6 games, you can have 13 points, you'd have bit my hand off. You'd have probably bit my hand off for 10 points. So that's class, mate. And I'm not slating anyone else in the league. All right. Connor will be hard. He's a good manager, good attacking manager.
Yeah. Connor
and obviously Haaland FC. And I'm not writing off Darren, Craig, Kev, or Magnus, but I just think to get them 3 managers out of the way first. You take 3 points off Stuttgart, mate. We'll be dreaming.
Yeah. To be fair, though, I think you look at it as a whole, and you look at, you know, all of the leagues. I think this league is second hardest in terms of managers, only because the Prem has got the creme de la creme. I think this is the second hardest league, you know, because you've had Kev and Kev who've they've not put a foot wrong, but they're just teams haven't been at the races recently. I don't know what it is this event. The teams haven't been at the races. You've got Magnus who's there. You've got Connor who's been promoted. You've got Joe who's been promoted. You've got Courtney who was unlucky to get out last year, same as myself. You know, and you got Dan who was the exact same. You know, he was unlucky to get out of the league as well. So you're looking at that. I think this is the second hardest league in terms of managers and the squads that people have built. Yeah. You know, and then looking at towards, like, you know, even if you look then probably Championship then League 2, and that's no offense to anybody in them leagues, but I believe anyway that would probably got the strongest. You got the strongest. But besides that, let's move on to the other competitions that we do have. Obviously looking at the goals, let's look at the goals dead quickly. Obviously, Premier League, Kylian Mbappe is got. I've just seen a second on the Prem list. Jesus, what?
Yeah, I know. He scored a header against me.
We've got Kylian Mbappe, who's got 10 goals. Then we've got Jared Braithwaite, the centre-back.
Unreal.
That is actually nuts. Then we've got Lorenzo Luca with 6.
You play for set
Kid
pieces, you're going to get them in,
yeah. Kang In Lee, who was obviously was he a free signing 2 windows ago? He was on the free draft, free agent list 20. He definitely. I'm absolutely nailed on that. He is definitely.
I'll have a look, but I don't think.
And then Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Yusuf Moukoko will tie for number 5. Obviously, you can tell, who's dominating the league just by the assists as well. Championship, Jay Stansfield. He's got 8 goals for Rangers. Zanolo, 7 goals again. He's carrying on that form from League 1 and League 2. Rodrigo with 5. Evan Gustard with 5. And Serge Gnabry, my boy. He's doing bits for Celtic, even though they are bottom of the league. He is doing bits.
He is doing bits.
He actually is doing bits. I never wanted to get rid of him, but it was too good of a trade to pass off. Maybe I'm slightly regretting the Harry Kane deal, but not so much the other.
What?
Nah,
he's done well.
Anyway, so moving on. So League 1.
Oh, Cam, wait before we go to League 1. Kang In Lee, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rashmat drafted him in the first draft, mate.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I thought there was one bloke who he said, it was Huang, wasn't it? It was Huang.
Wang,
the bloke who,
the Wolves player.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wang. Yeah, the one who played. Yeah, I get them confused. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, moving on to League 1. We've got Phil Foden, Šeško, both on 3 goals. Then we got Pedri, my man, and Kelvin. Yeah. Very, very surprisingly, he's got Kelvin. He's got
That's
2 goals there as well. And then everybody else on that league. Yeah, for this, it was my first draft. Then everybody else in that league is, and that has got 2. Yeah. So Gallagher, Thielman, Bochkala, Soler, Olamo, Martinez. Yeah. Magnus has put a fine goal scoring team together. And then in terms of League 2, I'm going to butcher that name. Emmanuel Emega, 5 goals for Mallorca. Very nice. Well,
God, Andy.
Obviously, the boy that I love and love and love, he just gets better and better every FM. Orkan Koku. It's Strasbourg, obviously one of Jimmy's famous signings. Anybody that's Feyenoord, well done. You've obviously then got Thiago Almeida playing for Boca. Leroy Sané playing for, which was the first draft pick of this draft as well. Raspadori and Noah Fana make out that top kind of 5.
Yeah.
And then in the cups, obviously what we're going on next, Rodrigo's got 6. Wahi has got 6. Rashford has got 6. Leonardo Fernandez, Joe's golden boy, and my golden boy, my actual save. He's got 6. And Pino is rounding Salernitana. I'm the only one who can normally say
Salernitana.
With 6 goals as well. So let's move on to the cups dead quick. Obviously, I'm not in the Heenan Cup. That is played this week coming, I believe. Yeah. So obviously there's some good draws.
That's a toughie. Like I would like to play Magnus in the semis. Monero, mate. They're class. Rafaldi knows what he's doing. He's a good little baller. I mean, the other side, you got Palk still and Saltitina. We're going to call them that from now on. And then Stuttgart and Boca. That's tough games, mate. I'm going to say predictions, though. All right, just for the shouts now. We'll say Monero win on penalties. I reckon Magnus is going to do it. Get through Cup King. Get through to the semis. I'll have a bit of Lewis at Palk versus... I'm going to go with Alan. I'm going to have to go with it.
I'll go with Alan. Yeah, I'll go with Alan on that one. Alan, good game. Lewis, Magnus, and Chrissy, because you're my boy. So big pressure, my man. Big
see.
pressure.
We'll see. Cheers, Ralph. We'll see.
So moving on
then,
to the FMSL
the big one.
Obviously, the games have been played this week for this one. I mean, I can only talk about my own experience, and probably you can only talk about your own experience.
Do you want me to go through it quick? Let you know
go
who won what?
Yeah, go through.
Yeah, all right. So Olympiacos Rangers, tight game. It was 1-0 Rangers, so Rangers go through. And so next one on the list, Celta Vigo, Salty Tina again. Salty Tina, do he's up, so you can't pronounce it. Oh, it's on the other side. Oh no, it's on this side. Sorry, I'm right. Yeah. So they went Salty Tina went through an extra time, 2-1. Cologne Anderlecht. Cologne. Go on, then. Do you want to talk us through that, Cam?
No, go with the rest, and then we'll
3-1. Great win, that Cam. 3-1. Brilliant. One of the shocks, Rashmat at AZ lost to Osasuna. Oh, I said it right. 5-4. No, funny. There was a lot of stats in that one, I'll tell you that. There was a lot of cards, a lot of goals. And going to the other side of the draw, Herzeronas, Trabzonspor, Premier League clash. What did you expect? Yuda, 4-1, beat Trabzonspor. They're through. They will play Celtic. They will play Celtic in the next round because he beat Monero 2-0. So there is hope for me yet. Lecce against AEK-FN. So Simon against Oliver. Simon went all out, 4-1 win. And then, me at the bottom, Nance against Stad Reims, Joseph, podcast favourite, ex-triple champ. Beat him 4-3. It was a close game. It was a good game.
Yeah.
I can't knock him. He's got a brilliant team. It was end to end, the game. Yeah. Bomb, end to end. But I pulled through. So I'll play Simon not next week, the week after. And you play who's Osasuna?
I play Osasuna. After playing Lewis, which was a different kettle of fish. Obviously I took Lewis through to this game against me if I was really, really, really trying to be a div and trying to get myself a nice draw. I would have played Monza first, and then obviously I would play Monza first, and I then would have played as Mallorca and let Mallorca win. But I didn't have the other way around. I let Lewis win. I made sure that was a comfortable 3-1, and then obviously I played my own game. I think I won that 4-1. Obviously I discussed that last time, and then this week it is we played Cologne, and it was a different kind of game. It was very, I kind of just joined and just hoped for the best kind of thing, used what I was using, didn't make too many changes, and it kind of worked. I was a bit nervy to start with. I thought he had a lot of chances, which didn't actually end up being that many via the stats. And I kind of just dominated the game. Not that I actually think I did, more because of the stats. But I think, overall, good win, 3-1, biggest win of the week. Scored some goals. I've scored more goals in the cup than I have in the league, which is slightly worrying. And I've only played 2 cup rounds, and I've scored probably more or as many goals as I have in the league. So maybe that's something to work on. But overall, next round, Osasuna, it's a different task. I'm praying I get through. That's my big thing. I'm either going to face Rangers or was it Salernitana?
Also, here you go, mate. You can't write off Henry. Sorry.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Nah, you was right. My bad. Miles away.
Yeah, I know you were.
Yeah. I think Jake will pull through in that. He's having a great season. I'd love to see him.
But nobody wants a Jake versus Cam. Apart from me,
we do. Give the people what they want.
I need to, keep going on that, that 5-0 win that I went on about, last year. I need to keep that back up. So, I mean, to be honest, it's just kind of one of those where I'll take who I get, I'll play who I get. A nice little run in the cup, to a semi-final or a final would be nice for me. Just obviously getting back in the Super Cup, a little bit extra money for that last season. That's kind of it in terms of everything, guys. So it was what it was, wasn't it? It was a bit of a hectic week for everybody. It was, one of those where
loads of goals. Can I just say as well, with the yellow cards saying loads of goals, loads of cards, mate, I've got more cards in these 6 games, 17 yellow cards. That's more than I had in my championship winning seasons in League 2 and League 1 and Championship. Honestly,
Jesus.
It's hard in the Prem. They kick you in the
Prem's
Prem, so
brutal.
we fucking kick back, mate.
Back. So obviously, me and Yoda are over here. I want to talk about our latest venture. So from next week, we will also be doing, alongside of the FMSL podcast, to help us through the times of no FMSL. We'll be starting our own podcast about sports and mainly football, but obviously American football or any other sports, F1, anything that we can talk about. Any sport. Preferably with the ball, but maybe not. But we will be talking about anything and everything. We probably should have started this before the Olympics, but we didn't.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It is what it is. It's starting. So we are starting our very own podcast of, drum roll please, Talking Balls.
Talking Balls.
Come up with another name because we're useless.
We're still going to be honest. That's a great name, mate. You come up with that. Don't knock yourself. We're still going to be on the same channel. We're still going to be here.
Yeah, we'll
it's
still be on this
FMSL
channel.
related. We'll probably drop FMSL little Easter eggs as we go on. Obviously, we're hoping that the FMSL does carry on, but with the verses up in the air for FM25, we are still looking at other ways to go around it. But look, we want to keep doing this. Me and Cam love doing this. We're going to talk about football. Obviously, Cam's a Newcastle fan. I'm a Portsmouth fan. I've rented the country, so yeah. And then we'll be talking all sorts sports.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about sports. So we love sport. We love all sports, and I think that's we both love the NFL. I love college football as well, which we'll be dropping little bits and bobs in there. Obviously, we do love a bit of F1. So we'll be dropping some of that in as well. We're dropping a bit of every sport, rugby union, rugby league, NRL, everything like that. We're dropping it all in here at some point within the podcast.
Yeah.
If you do like that sort of stuff, keep watching. Why not? Why not? We are keeping on the same channel. Kind of just to talk about, obviously we'll be dropping FMSL, and there's no point building up a whole new channel just for
we've
FMSL.
built a platform,
just for talking balls. We built up an audience. There's no point in changing that for us. So we're just going to go with the flow. So starting from next week, I believe we will be doing it on the Sunday. So after I am going to triple check this, just so I am in the right, so I don't get told off by my higher ups. It is next Sunday. All of the games will have been played by the time we record this podcast, I believe, apart from Leicester versus Tottenham. But we don't care about that.
But no one cares about that.
So we don't care about that. It's Monday Night Football.
Exactly.
Nobody watches that. So we will be talking about all the weekend's action. We'll be talking about all of any other kind of sports-related incident. Obviously, the Olympics is going on. The Paralympics starting 2 weeks' time as well. Probably have a little chat about that as well. I think, for us as podcasters, we need to talk about a whole range of things. And I think it's just great that we live in such a time where we can have knowledge and talk about all these sports. So it is, it's going to be an exciting time. It's going to be different for us, moving from FMSL and Football Manager over to other sports. It's going to be weird, but we're going to do it. We're going to smash it. And we're hoping
we'll still obviously we still get a bit of Football Manager involved though. We love the Football Manager.
Yeah.
We'll get it all involved. We'll get as much as we can into this little ball of happiness that you see on YouTube.
Obviously, as well, we're going to have hopefully some videos of people playing FM25 and talking about FM25. Obviously, Talking Balls isn't going to be every week until maybe November-ish time is when the new FM comes out. But we are going to have more content. We are going to have hopefully some managers coming on and presenting their own videos and their own ideas of them playing FM. If they run series, we're happy to run them. We're happy to pump that content out for you guys. So maybe it's, 30 of you watching, maybe it's 1,000 of you watching. We're going to do it for you because that's what we do. That is what we do. We're hoping to reach 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year, which I think is doable.
Yeah.
We have had a drop off. The algorithm's not really helped with. But we're going to do it. We're going to get there.
So
yeah, but the algorithm's not been kind to it. We've been uploading all the time and every day. We've been pushing out content, and then obviously it slowly dropped off, and the views have dropped off. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. So whether it's 30 people watching, whether it's 6,000 people watching, I don't care.
We do because we love it. Exactly. We love doing it. So we'll keep doing it.
Thank you very much, Chrissy, for joining me on episode 20
Cam.
of the FMSL podcast. I hope you've had a great day.
Can you believe it?
We're pumped to get some points in the championship. That's buzzing. That's some good. I'm loving that. Even as a Newcastle fan, I'm loving that. Yeah. Sunderland winning 2-0 at Cardiff wasn't my ideal day, but it is what it is. So,
that's it.
Championship reigns on. Football reigns on. I think I just want to triple check this before I say this and make a tip myself. Did Gateshead win? That's what we want to know. Gateshead won 5-1 versus Fleet Town.
Easy.
Rob Elliott, you are a legend. We love you. But thank you very much, guys. So, Chrissy, thank you.
Love Cam. See you soon, brother.
See you soon, brother. Love it. So, thank you very much, guys, for episode 20 of the FMSL podcast. You keep coming back every week. You keep dropping us, messages and support, and it's great. So let's just keep that going. Let's keep the love, spread the love, and we will see you somewhere down the road. So please take care, and we'll see you next week for Total Balls.